Welcome, Kletus Roadside Service. Today is Monday. That's a big pile. Hold on. Turn. Holy. I about just hit a game changer. All right. Leaving work. I don't know how I didn't notice that earlier. Leaving work now. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I figured I'd wait until the end of the day to see if anything extra exciting happened today. No, nothing extra exciting. Had to wake up extra early, which I did slightly, but everything was fine. I was on time. I was able to get up to St. Joe to get ready to take a dump truck load of dirt. The last load of dirt we had. The windshield wipers real quick, and it went great. Got up there. I was able to sit around for a little while they warmed up the machines, and then they loaded me second. Me and the other guy, one of the other guys, have the bigger dump trucks. So they loaded us up first, the big ones, and then they loaded up whatever was left in the little dump truck. And the little one was a rental. Call it the boss. Boss called me. He's like, "What are you doing? Are you coming into work today?" I'm like, "What are you talking about, Dad? I'm already here. I'm working. I just got loaded with a dump truck. I'm headed down south." He's like, "Oh, he had slept, so he totally forgot. Unless it's wrote down, he forgets. I thought it was wrote down, but he's like, "Oh, okay. I didn't think you showed up today." I'm like, "No, I'm here. You see my ratty piece of shit truck out there? Yeah, buddy, it started up today." Um, Anyways, I was able to get dumped, and the guy that was scraping me out actually did a decent job. He wasn't able to get it all out, because I dump and it's all stuck to the bed. It's all like moist dirt, and then after it's loaded and then drives down the highway in 15-degree weather, it freezes up. So it all gets stuck in there, like the whole damn truck. So I go over and I get scraped out, and the guy did a good job. I said, "Hey, take your time on this one because this is my last load, and I won't bother you no more. But please do a good job on this one because anything you don't fucking scrape out, I'm gonna have to shovel by my own hands." And I know he doesn't give a fuck, but I kind of do a little bit. This Honda's about to hit the fucking railroad tracks. Bam! They hit the railroad tracks. That Honda was hauling ass. Damn! It was one of them Camry NASCARs or something, maybe. Didn't really look like a NASCAR, but I guess it could have been. Truck fired up just fine this morning. Now, I did lose a can of chew. I don't know where the fuck it went. I swear, when I got in my truck this morning, I had like half a can, not even half a can, like a little bit in a can, and I knew that, so I opened up a new can, threw a dip in, went to work. And then as I stopped and I got breakfast, and really fucked myself over with the breakfast because I used my company credit card. I just got a new debit card because my old one expired, and I got it mixed up. I don't know how I did that to mix it up, but I did. Thank you, company, for buying me breakfast today. I will be paying you back the $8.18. Anyways, other than that, got dumped off and scraped out. Took it to the truck wash. The boss wanted to take all the trucks to the truck wash, get them all cleaned up because they've been running hardcore lately. These dump trucks have been. So took them to the truck wash, get them all cleaned up, nice and pretty, get all the trash ripped out of them, get them, I don't know, maybe spray some Lysol in a couple of them, and then shovel out the beds. And everything was frozen, so it was a real pain in the dick to scrape that shit out. The other guy was like, "Oh, this shovel that I got works really good. It's like a little, I don't know, some sort of gardening shovel or some shit to dig fucking holes. I don't know. I don't know names of shovels and shit, but it's like a spade shovel, but it's super skinny. So whatever, he's using that. He's like, this works. And I get in my truck, and I'm like, well, what's a shovel? Give me that flathead shovel. And I get in with mine, and it's rock. It's all rock. I'm like, this is not cool. So I take my truck into the shop, and I park it right in the main shop underneath all the heaters, and I just chip away at it slowly. I did go grab a pickaxe to kind of break it, and but it being frozen but starting to thaw, like at least on the outsides, was kind of nice because it was breaking off in big chunks. And I spent a while doing that. It wasn't just the dirt that we hauled that was stuck up in the front of this bed. It was all different types of jobs. Nobody ever cleans out the dump truck. Most of the shit always comes out. But a little bit of every job kept getting left in the dump truck, so I took it upon myself to use my body as a power tool to get all that shit out of there, and I did. I got it all out. I did stop halfway through and eat me a Hot Pocket. We got Hot Pockets at the shop, so we ran inside, grabbed me a Hot Pocket and one of those snap pickle things. They bought a whole case of pickles, so I was like, I'll do that. They're a little bit too sour for my liking. I probably won't eat any more ever again, but I do appreciate having them. And then I fueled up the truck, and then parked it. And I was trying to get the fucking heater wire. We have electrical cords all around all of our buildings because when you park the truck outside, you're supposed to plug it in, block heater. And I could not. I'm shocked. Well, we try to park everything inside all the time, but I was shocked to find that nobody has dug out the fucking electrical cords yet. Because whenever they shoveled the parking lot, they just dumped everything on all the cords. So I could only find like a few feet of each cord, and I'm yanking on it, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to plug it in. It'll be all right. It's going to be a pain in the ass, whoever it's got to run that truck next. But I don't think we got any dump truck loads going anytime soon, so it'll be all right. Tried 2 cords. They're all fucking buried. Okay, we're going to have to wait till spring. Get that shit out. Yeah, so we had a good time. We had some ER people. They were working on a trailer. Nothing special going on there, but just a little bit. I helped them with a little bit of maintenance on that. Barely. I told them, hey, you need to hook that thing up. That's about all I did. But I did sit around bullshit with them for a while. There's like, I don't know, like it's a enclosed trailer, bumper pull trailer, and it's just got shelving and shit inside of it. And that's what we use for ERs. It was empty right now, but usually it's got a few barrels in it, all kinds of absorbent, boom, extra gloves, extra masks, gloves. I already said gloves, masks, gloves, suits. I don't know. Just like it's an ER trailer is what it is. It's like, hey, we got an ER over here. All right, and you just take the ER trailer. Not me. The ER people do. I don't do that. But yeah, I don't know. We got a new trailer and they set it up totally different. We got a new boss for the ER division, and he wants to redo everything. Oh man, sorry, tow truck man, I cannot. I got over. Yeah, it's going down to Tulsa. Our Tulsa division, they need a new. I don't even know if they have one. But they wanted a trailer, so we got a new one, and we're sending them our old shit. And, yeah, truck wash took forever, dude. I was like, who? So I pulled in front of one bay. There's already a truck sitting in front of the other bay, so I pulled in front of the other bay, the empty bay at the Blue Beacon over on Front Street. And, 3 or 4 fucking trucks went in the other bay. I'm like, damn, I picked the wrong fucking door, didn't I? And finally the guy came out and he's like, you want the same thing the other guy's getting? I was like, what other guy? He's like, the other environmental work, or the other dump truck from your company. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll do what he's getting. Whatever he's getting, I'll do it. They took like 40 minutes just to get the mud clumps off of his truck. I was like, oh, God dang, dude. I don't know what he'd been doing. Well, he did get stuck in the mud once and buried the whole truck. So I'm guessing he just never, a lot of mud just never fell off of his truck. But my truck, they were like, oh, shit, we got another one. I was like, well, yeah, but my truck, it's not that. I mean, it's just surface mud. It's not. I don't have, like, clumpy mud all over. It's just, like, surface mud. Got it all cleaned out. But at home, so I learned something new. I thought I knew everything there was to know. Not really. But I knew a lot about Game Boy Color and Game Boy games and all that shit. Turns out there's a little battery inside of them. Now, I found this out because I don't know what we were doing, but I pulled out a Game Boy Color that was mine from way back in the day, and then, I don't know how, but I got 2 green Game Boy Colors. I have 2 of them. One of them, I was cleaning the garage out, and I found it in a box, and I was like, ooh, and it had yellow version in it. And I had another Game Boy in the house that had blue version that I was showing my son and stuff. But, you kind of got to read. You got to know how to read a little bit. So it's kind of I don't know. I'm just letting him have fun with it. But I found the Game Boy Color, and I spent probably an hour and a half over the weekend playing yellow version. I caught, fucking 5 extra Pokemon. I already had the fucking Pikachu. And I was playing the hell out of this game. I was getting it done, dude. I was doing the work. And then I hit save, and I turned it off, and I went and we had to get ready to go do something. And then I turned it back on to do something, because I had a little bit of time. And the motherfucker didn't save. It says continue, or it says new game or options. If it's got a save game, it says continue. And I was like, what the hell? So I restarted it, did a new thing, like just got through and naming my person and shit, and then saved it and turned it off, turned it back on, and it said new game or options. I was like, what the hell's going on? So I looked it up. I'm like, what? Maybe other people have had this problem. There is a I think it's like a 15 to 20 year battery inside every Game Boy game that saves your progress. And the blue version, dude, I had beat the blue version, the yellow. I beat all of these games multiple times, over and over and over again. But the blue version I had, because I think I had known that I had 2 Game Boys for a while or something. I don't know where I got the other one. But I had a cable link that I could trade Pokemon between games. It's a little link cable that you plug into the side of it, and you go to the pharmacy, whatever, where you heal your Pokemon, and there's the trading place inside there also. And I had traded a bunch of good Pokemon over. So the blue version had a lot of progress on it. And I deleted it. I just immediately deleted it so my son could play it from scratch. Because if I gave it to him with everything on there, he wouldn't know what the fuck. I was like, no, you got to start it from new. You get to put your own name in. You get to name the other guy. You know, you get to do what you want to do. So he was having a lot of fun with it, but man, it really, really bothered me that the yellow version is fucked up. And yeah, I looked it up. There's one little screw on the back of a Game Boy game. You got to take that out. It takes a special tool, and then you can pull it out. And I think it's a 1616 like flat battery. And you can replace it, and then the game still works perfectly. Obviously, I played it for a while. Even the Game Boys are working really good. But you got to replace that battery if you want to save anything. So I did what any reasonable person would do, and I downloaded an emulator on my phone, and then I downloaded the Game Boy Yellow version. I've done this before on my old phone, but I didn't play it much, so I just got rid of it. And now I've got 2 badges already. You know, I played the hell out of it last night. And then it was like 10:30. And I was like, I got to get off this thing. I got paperwork I got to do. I got to get up at 4 a.m. This is not good. So I did paperwork up until almost midnight. And then finally got to fall asleep a little bit. But, you know, I let a few alarms go. And ended up waking up at like 4:45. And I needed to be leaving the shop at 5:30. It's a half-hour drive there. So I didn't have a lot of time in the morning. But everything's fine. I got there. I beat the other guy there to the shop. So he's a little bit of a late starter too. So I felt good about that. Like, all right. Yeah, just come on in, Buick. I got room. You can get in front of me and slow down all you want. You know, I wasn't actively passing you or anything. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I don't know. I should have started playing. I didn't think sitting at the Blue Beacon was going to take as long as it did, or else I'd have fired up Pokemon and started playing on that. The yellow version, I know things about it because I played it a lot, but I was also a lot younger when I played it, and the internet wasn't, it was around, but there wasn't as much information on stuff back then. So I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I knew that on yellow version, you start out with Pikachu. He follows you around. It's a weird game because not weird. It's cool, extra cool because he walks around with you, and you can turn around and look at him and click on him and see if he's happy or not. And I didn't really realize what that was for. Other than just self-satisfaction, I think the only reason you need to keep like your Pikachu happy in the game is because you end up going to right before the second gym. You go in there and there's a lady, and she's like, I got a Bulbasaur. If you want it, you can have it. But the only way you can get it is if your Pikachu's like super duper happy. And I figured out how to make him super duper happy, and I got the Bulbasaur. And then just a little bit later on, after the Nugget Bridge, you get the Charmander. You find a guy that's got a Charmander. He gives it to you. And you're like, hell fucking yeah. And then I haven't made it there yet, but outside of Lieutenant Surge, which I think is the 3rd badge, there's a guy that'll give you Squirtle. which is, it's just like so fucking cool. Because in yellow blue version and red version, I think you can get all three, but it's kind of a, it's not right, you know. And but this version, yellow version, you get Pikachu, Charmander, Venusaur, and Squirtle, easy peasy at the bit, you know, pretty early on in the game. This guy's hauling a windmill. Looks like it's fallen over and broke apart. So, I don't know. I guess I could talk more about it, but I don't really think I need to. I've been playing Pokemon on my phone too much. And I'm just ready to go home, get in my Snuggie, and turn it on again. I did ditch the old water heater finally. It'd been in the bed of the truck for a while, and I yanked it out, threw it next to the metal bin, and somebody will crush it up and throw it in the metal bin. It'll be all right. Or fucking homeless people will start stealing the copper off of it. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Take the water heater. Get rid of it. I don't want it no more. And yeah, so over the weekend, I cleaned up the garage. I said, hey, I'm going to go out in the garage. This was Saturday. I said, I'm going to go out in the garage and clean up a little bit. You know, there's a lot of cardboard boxes, old toys, and other junk that's laying around. I was like, I'm going to get it all cleaned up. I go out there, and I only focus on my toolbox, and only the tools that are near my toolbox. It took 2.5 hours to get sorted through all that shit. But I have a big tool set, like box, that you can fold up and everything, and it was almost complete, and I'm like, I want to find all the tools to complete this, and so I spent a long time going through, and I even, like, all the little bits and shit, I went through, and I was like, I don't need this many fucking Phillips heads and flat heads, but I do need a lot of Torx bits. So I went through and I reorganized everything. I got every fucking size of Torx bit up to 40, T40. And I even got bigger ones other than that, but they go on a 3/8 ratchet. But yeah, I'm really happy with my tool set. This is a tool set that I got in high school. It's a Stanley little tool set. Now, there's a lot of Craftsman and other, you know, cheapo brand sockets and shit in there, but I got every one of them. Except for, which is kind of funny, I'm missing my 3/8 long or deep well 10 millimeter. I'm missing my 1/4 inch shallow 10 millimeter. And I'm missing my hex bit 10 millimeter. I'm like, of course, out of everything I got in here, I found everything except for 3 different 10 millimeters. This is fucking insane. I even have all the fucking Allen wrenches. Ridiculous. I do have other 10 millimeters in there, so I'm okay, but I know where they're at. Well, I don't know exactly where they're at, but I know they're either in this truck that I'm driving right now, my 92. This is officially my daily driver. Either here in the 92 somewhere, in the 79, or in the part of the garage that I haven't even fucking tried to look at yet. There's tools spread everywhere. But, I don't know. Maybe when I go home today, I will just spark that back up and get in the garage and start cleaning up the other half of the garage. I'm kind of not intimidated. I'm just a little, I guess intimidated is a word I could use. There's nothing I can't do, but it's just intimidating whenever I go in there and this whole corner of the garage, I got to take this fucking kennel down. And there's so much that goes into getting the kennel down because there's shit on top of the kennel because it's a big metal structure. So I got like some plywood and 2x4s up there that made a shelf. I got all my fishing rods. And there's not much room to really work right now. So I'd like to get the other side of the garage cleaned up first, starting at the door that goes in the house, work my way from there, and just start picking shit up and putting it where it goes. Pick it up, put it where it goes, pick it up, put it where it goes, until I'm got enough room cleared that I can maybe scoot that kennel out into the open and start unbolting it. But I also don't know if I want to unbolt it. I might just set it out on the curb. Because I don't know, if I set it out on the curb all taken apart, I mean, somebody's going to take it, but they might not even know what the fuck it is. I might ask my neighbor if he wants it. He's got a bunch of dogs. Probably not. He does not. He never wants anything. I've offered him a lot of stuff. Well, not a lot of stuff, but I'm like, hey, I got extra this. He's like, nope, I'll just go buy it new when I need it. I do not want it. I don't want it. I mean, I still have his power washer from last summer that he set out on the curb. I was mowing my backyard, and I saw him just wheel it out to the curb, and I'm like, I immediately turn off the mower, and I run out there. I'm like, whoa. You gotta let me know, man. He's like, what? It's a junky power washer. I'm like, does it run? He's like, yeah, it runs, but it leaks a little bit. I'm like, oh, I don't care. I'm like, dude, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you. If it's got wheels or an engine, I want it. No matter what the fuck it is. If it's got wheels or an engine. And this has both. Plus a fucking hose and a gun and shit. I sold my other power washer that I had. I had a Ryobi pressure washer that was like a cool little cart, had rubber wheels on it and everything, rubber air tires on it, and it was pretty cool. And I inherited it from my wife's grandparents after her grandpa died, and it worked good. I mean, it would always fire up and it'd do what it needed to do, but I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I was like, I need to sell a bunch of shit. So that was one of the things I kept looking at, and I'm like, I don't ever use that. Let's just sell it. And then as soon as I sold it, I was like, man, I really would like to power wash my driveway. Luckily, I work for a company that we have a bunch of landas on trailers, and they don't care too much. I mean, they care a lot, but they are willing to let you borrow stuff. So I took a Landa home, and I power washed my driveway. That's when I power washed the 79 out after I stripped the interior. What else? Sunday, we went over to the wife's grandma's house, and she made a Thanksgiving meal. I don't know why, but I don't know. My wife was happy about it, and I was happy about it, and the kids were. Everybody's happy about it. But she made a full Thanksgiving feast for just us. It was like, wow, this is so nice. And we went over there and ate a bunch of food, played some cards with the kids, let them run around and have a good time and just interact with family, which is nice. She's got a camper out front. She's like, yeah, I got a camper. It's from a dead guy. I'm like, whoa. She's like, yeah, it was this old friend at the pool hall, and he parked it over here, and then he sold it to me. Or no, yeah, he sold it to her for $3,000. She's like, the fuck do you want a camper for? Like, you don't have anything to haul the camper with. Like, the camper's still in the same position where the dead guy parked it, which is crooked across the driveway. I'm not talking shit on the dead guy. I'm just saying, you can't fit your car in the driveway. because the camper's crooked. You got to drive through the grass. And now that I have a pickup truck, I should go over there and move it for her. But I'm almost thinking like I'll just take this home and I'll just hold on to it. But they're all her and her aunt are like, well, the guy bought it from Camping World and then never registered it. He just parked it on his land and never registered it or anything. So it doesn't have a title, but it's an open title. I'm like, I don't think that's the way. I'm pretty sure when you buy something from a dealership, you get the title in your name. She's like, no, he never registered it. I'm like, well, yeah, he didn't register it, but the title is in his name. Anyways, I was thinking about that for my brother because it's a decent camper. It's a 2022. I mean, it's I don't know what kind of crackheads they had living in it at some point in time, but and I have not seen the interior, but I know the exterior. There's like screw holes all in the door, and there's like some shitty fucking not neon, just like string lights strung up all over the place, like hot glued. There's wires sticking out of the back of it. I'm like, this thing is rough. But it just needs a little bit of love and a little bit of caulk. A little bit of caulk and it'll be alright. Damn, Ford. You really need that lane, don't you? People cut me off in this truck. I need to put bigger tires and a leveling kit on this thing. Make me fucking stand out a little bit more. People just look at it, think it's a big old piece of junk. I'm like, hey, motherfuckers, it's a V6 rusted 90 Chevy on stocks. Apparently, that tire machine, I was talking to a guy at work about it. He's like, yeah, just plug it in and hook up an airline to it, and it'll be good to go. I'm like, oh, shit, I might do that. I don't know if you can hear the rumble, but I love the rumble. Downshift. It's got a little bit of a burble. Burble tune is what we call it. It's actually just exhaust rusted off at the cat is what kind of tune it's got right now. But this thing runs so good. When it runs, when the starter fucking engages, that only happened once. And I don't know what it was. But it fired up this morning good. It fired up at work good. Fired up the other day good. Like, I don't know what's going on with it, but I mean, for just this thing running, I got 40 pounds of oil pressure. I got a very light, I don't know what you call it, light or low temp thermostat put in here. So it only goes up to like 160, maybe 150 is all the coolant temp goes to. It stays steady right there. I'd prefer it to go up to like 210 or so. But I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't know why it's overcharging. I don't know if that's good or bad. But it's got, according to the gauges from 1992, it's got 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 14, 15, 16 and a half, maybe 17 volts running to it. So I don't know if that's good or bad. It's a new battery I put in it, and then I got a half a tank of fuel. I believe the fuel gauge is pretty accurate. RPM gauge, I mean, It works. And the speedometer, which I tested it again recently, and I don't know what, it used to be off by like 6 miles an hour, and now it's like pretty spot on now. And then I got my odometer, I'm at 248,000 miles, and my trip meter is fucked up. It is now, one of the numbers is now missing, and it doesn't spin at all anymore. Because I don't think it spins. I haven't looked at it recently. I don't think it's spinning. It's at 90.0. Now it's at 99 when I clicked it. Now it's back at 90.0. I don't know. Now it's at 80. Now it's at 990. I wonder if that's going to start rolling now. Now that I've fucked with it. I haven't fucked with it for a while. And there she is, the 79. I'm at home now. That teal blue badass truck right there with the cracked windshield. And a twisted bed. And a gas can sticking out the back. It's a beautiful sight. Teal blue baby. I'd like to work on both of these trucks if it was nicer out. I mean, and I'm not just saying that for an excuse. I just don't want to be cold outside. It's pretty cold out. I'm not gonna work on this shit outside. I'm gonna wait for it to get warm. And then I got the Chevy Cruze sitting over there. I got it moved out of the street because of the snow that was coming in. So now my wife has to park next to me. And I got my Cruze just up there. I ran into the house. I was backing it up, and I was like, I'm close. And I just was trying to ride the clutch a little bit. And then, bam, hit the house. Whoopsies. The house and the car are fine. But it's got expired tags on it. This thing right here, it's got good tags on it now. So I feel so confident driving this thing around. I'd really like to, I don't know. I'd like to detail it. I'd like to clean it all up again. Get it back to the way it used to be. Get all this shit cleaned up from in here. And then get a toolbox. And I threw away a toolbox. I had a truck bed toolbox, but I wasn't really a big fan of it. It was all plastic and none of the locks worked, but the hinges and latches worked, but I didn't have a key for the locks and shit. But I'd like to get a toolbox for this thing and bolt it down to the bed, and then so I can throw all like my work gear in it, so I don't have my back seat full of work gear. I don't even need that big of a toolbox. But I don't know. Maybe I guess I could maybe make a custom-ish little box. And I've got a fuckload of locks. Whenever I raided that military base in real life, there's a military base, and my buddy, he called me up. He said, "Hey, come on over to this address." And I went to it. And I'm like, "This is a military base." He's like, "Yeah, they're tearing it down." And he had buddies that he was with that invited him over to come over and take whatever you want because they're going to demolish the building. So I went in there. I wouldn't say stole because military was letting me have it, whether they were kids or not. But they had the keys to the fucking gate, so I guess that's good enough. And I took a bunch of pictures off the walls. I took a big, tall trash can, a little trash can, a stapler, a fuckload of staples, a fuckload of pencils, brand new in the bag, a bunch of locks, a bunch of fire extinguishers, I don't know. There's even more shit I took. I can't even remember. I took a bunch of fucking shit from there. I was like, "You're serious?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they thought it was funny watching me run around. I'm like, "No, dude, you don't. Yeah, hey, you can have anything in here." I'm like, "Fire extinguishers. I'm taking all the fucking fire extinguishers. I'm putting them all over my house. Now I got one in the garage, in the basement, in the laundry room, up in the kitchen. I mean, I only took 3, but they're big, big, good ones, and they're still in good shape. They're still in the green. They haven't been checked for a few years, but hey, I'm checking them. They look good. Um, and then the one big trash can I have is just in the garage. I think I have some sort of box on top of it right now, so it ain't doing much. And then the little trash can is in my office room next to my computer. Um, and then yeah, I have a bunch of just like military pictures. I think I have one of like jets or something, and I have another one of I don't know, just like an American flag with some words on it or something. I think I did take an American flag. Well, no, I think that's one thing that they didn't leave. I feel like I took a flag. I don't know if I did. But that was an awesome. That's a one of like I don't know. I've been in some weird situations in my life. For sure. And one of them happens to be me raiding a military base. Fucking crazy. And they even had like that room with like a lockbox on the outside where you're supposed to put all your electronics, and that's where they have like special confidential meetings and shit. And we went in there and we were taking pictures. I mean, the only confidentiality that was going on was what the fuck we were talking about. People laughing at me with holding 2 fire extinguishers. But I am home now, so I'm going to go inside and I don't know. I don't know. Tomorrow's another day, and I don't know if I'm even going to record tomorrow. It doesn't. There's nothing on the schedule. There's only like 3 people that have a job tomorrow. The rest of us are just at the bottom. Like we have like a magnet board on a whiteboard or whatever, and he writes out what the job is, and then puts a person magnet and a truck magnet up next to where on each day. And there's only 3 people, 3 trucks, and the rest of everything is down at the bottom of the list, just sitting there waiting to be delegated. So that'll be interesting tomorrow. Keep all 18 down. Adios.